Hello, and welcome to a long overdue version of the Science Fiction Divide. I am still your host, Larry. Apologizing for not having made a video for 6 months, but, reasons. Anyhow, today is December 29th, 2016, and for anyone watching this in 2016, you probably recall that Carrie Fisher died on the 27th of December. And I just want to talk a little bit about my encounter with Carrie Fisher because I have to admit I was kind of emotionally moved by the death of a celebrity. And this does not happen to me often. I don't know why. I don't know why. It was a very emotional thing for me. No, I wasn't weeping on the floor uncontrollably, but when I had moments of like, oh my God, Princess Leia is dead, I noticed that I was having a little bit of difficulty coping. So, having said that, I'm going to talk a little bit about my encounter with Carrie Fisher. So in 2015, I went to Celebration in Anaheim, and it's a 4-day convention in, I believe it was April, and I had a ticket to be able to meet her in an effort to get an autograph. And on the Thursday, I don't remember what the numbers were that they were calling. Let's just say I had ticket number, 1,100, and they were only seeing people from 0 to 1,000. And the numbers did not change whatsoever. The first day. I go back the second day. The numbers are still the same. Go back the third day. Numbers are still the same. And I'm like, WTF, what is going on here? Am I going to get a chance to meet her or not? And the promoters are starting to get a little anxious because Carrie Fisher's dependency was somewhat lacking. The fourth and final day, I see that they put on the board, the numbers were finally raised. I go back about an hour or two later, and OMG, my number is up. So I finally get online. And I must have waited on that line for about 2 to 3 hours. And I'm talking with people. I was having a very good time, despite the fact that I felt like I was going nowhere fast. But finally, I get to the front of the line. And oh my God, there she is. There's Carrie Fisher. It's Princess Leia. And that is the ugliest dog. Oh my God, look at that thing. Well, at least I'm going to get to meet her. So I get to the front of the line, and the handlers at the front are asking me what I want to get signed. And I show them a drawing I did of Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker. And it had already been autographed by Mark Hamill. I was very happy about that. But because it was still in the frame, they asked me to take it out of the frame and please step out of the line. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm not going to lose my place, right? So step out of the line. A couple of people move ahead of me, but then I get right back in line. And they put my piece on the table. It starts shuffling over, and I get up to Carrie Fisher, and I'm starting to nerd out. And she looks at me, and she's like, "Excuse me, dear. Will you excuse me for 1 second? I have to take this phone call. I'll be right back." What am I supposed to say to Princess friggin' Leia? No? I'm like, of course, go. Take the call. And cue the hold music. About 5 minutes go by. I get to know the people on line behind me on a first name basis. And she comes back out from behind the curtain, and she says to everybody, I'm on the phone with my mom. I just got her an iPhone, and she doesn't really know how to use it. I'm trying to help her out. Everybody say hi, Debbie. And the whole crowd's like, hi, Debbie. And I'm like, hi, Debbie. You can hear the sarcasm, I'm sure. And she's, I'll be right back. She goes behind the curtain again, and I go back to talking about how wonderful it is to be able to meet Carrie Fisher. Kinda, sorta. Anyway, she comes back out, 5 to 10 minutes later, to add on top of the already enormous wait that I've had. She comes back out, she sits down, she looks at my drawing, and says, Mark signed this really big. I'm gonna sign it bigger. You've been a doll. Thank you so much for waiting. You've been really patient. And all I am doing is looking at her dog. Her dog's name is Gary, which I find weird that Carrie has Gary and is talking to Larry. I made it funny. Anyway, my hope is that my drawing is not in a pile of doggy slobber. I don't know, maybe there was, maybe there wasn't, whatever. And she signs it. And I'm like, all right, it's a pretty good signature. I'm kind of happy. And she's like, You were so kind to wait. Would you like a piece of my Nutri-Grain bar? And I'm looking, again, this is Carrie friggin' Fisher. What am I going to say? No? Meanwhile, I've been sitting on this line for hours. I'm starving. And I say to her with an absolutely straight face, yes. Yes, I would. She hands me a piece of the Nutri-Grain bar. She hands me back my drawing. She thanks me. Next! Didn't make a comment whatsoever about my drawing. I bite into the Nutri-Grain bar. It was vile. I have to admit, I have never had a Nutri-Grain bar that even remotely offended me in any way, shape, or form. And I was just like, this is gross. I have to admit, this is disgusting. This is one of the best experiences of my life. Like, I've met a lot of Star Wars celebrities. Most of them, their experiences are about the same. Hi, this is really cool. It was a really good drawing. You know, did you draw this? Very, very back and forth. 30 seconds tops. Carrie Fisher stuck out like, you know, you have the curve of what most of my encounters have been with celebrities, and then there's her all the way on the right, the 1% of the 1%. It was extremely memorable. It was very moving. Despite the fact that all of my, I have to say, my expectations, none of them were met. Not one. Not a single one. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I reflect on that knowing that this will never happen again. I will never have the opportunity to meet Carrie Fisher again. However, her role in Star Wars meant a great deal to me and so many people around the world. Unlike a lot of deaths in 2016 and prior, there are a few people that I think that have been in this world that, you know, unite everybody. That is what I feel are really, and no pun intended, a force for good. And I really do believe that Carrie Fisher was one of those people. Despite the ups and downs in her life, I think she was one of those people that you're just going to look back and be like, I think she was a good person. I have no reason to think otherwise. That's it. That's my ramble. I know this is not like my other videos, but I just wanted to really get it out there and let you know, I think that this was an event that affected many people, and if you're watching this, chances are it affected you too. So thank you for watching or listening, and until my next video, which I am planning on doing soon, may the Force be with you. And have a good 2017.